Good afternoon, beautiful friends. Welcome back to my channel. I am here today to show you a flip through of this journal that I just completed. And it is something a little bit different than what I normally do because usually I love to work with coffee and tea dyed papers, lots of vintage items. I love to do lots of distressing. But this is a prayer journal. And I was very inspired by this fabric that was gifted to me from my friend Kim. It's got beautiful bright colors and it looks like a watercolor painting, the brush strokes. And I really wanted to use that and other things that I had in my stash that were gifted to me, or just items that I was not using or things like that. And so this journal is basically all stash items, and there are lots and lots of things that were gifted to me in here. I will try to point out the important stuff, of course. So it's made from a manila envelope and it measures 5 3/4 inches wide by 9 inches long. I have sewn some fabric to the front and there's some detail stitching along the edges, metal book corners, 2 signatures, plain on the back, of course. There is this super duper chunky charm that I finished. I started this charm on the tutorial that I did. And as always, it's super duper chunky but detachable so that you can take it off if it gets in your way. So the binding, like I said, the binding, there's two signatures. Sorry if I'm tripping over my words. I've done this video like 10 times. I'm having trouble with my memory today, so just forgive me if I'm stumbling a bit. I'll just take a sip of water and move on. So the closure is really simple. I may modify this a bit before I put this up for sale because, yes, this journal will be for sale, and it is the very first one I've ever sold. So yeah, I'm pretty nervous about that. But I don't have an Etsy shop set up yet, so I will be placing this for sale in the Junk Journal Junkies boutique. So if you are interested, just try to check it out there. So simple closure. It's a satin pink ribbon. On the front, I've layered some trims, this beautiful embroidered fabric. There's some cheesecloth and gauze and some music paper layered underneath the book plate, which says hope. But the title of this journal is actually Life's Little Joys, a prayer journal, because as well as being a prayer journal, it is also an encouragement journal. For the inside cover, I have used this rainbow dyed paper that I did. And if you guys have not tried that dyeing process, I highly recommend it. It was so fun to work with all of the different colors and just make a mess because, yeah, it's pretty messy. But if you're anything like me, you enjoy getting messy when you create your art. So the mess makes up for it in the end because the results are really cool. And you'll see some of the papers as we go through the journal. I only used Kool-Aid ink sprays and Tattered Angels Glimmer Mists. So here we have a wide pocket from lace, and inside is this envelope that I've made from some music sheets, and I've done some detailed sewing along the edges, and inside is just an extra sheet of the rainbow dyed paper that I made. Okay. I've added some netted fabric here at the beginning. I got this from April. Thank you, April. It matches perfectly. Lots of butterflies in this journal. Lots of happy sentiments. Here we have a large pocket with a Project Life card. And I've also made a few of these Hermelinda tags. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. So I've made these from the rainbow dye paper, stamped them up, and added some fun trims. Here is an envelope that I made from the 6-inch square doilies. Added a little flower here, and inside, as usual, is the journal's title card that I have dated and signed. So that just tucks into here. There's some tracing paper. There's some of the rainbow dyed paper. I love the modeling, and it's so fun because you don't know how the inks are going to react or how they're going to spread, and that's the fun of it. There's some silver stickers here, a paper clip with an applique, and I tucked in the paper clip one of these little guys. Isn't it cute? This is a miniature Potucelope, and my friend April sent me some so that I could have them as templates, and she is PinkOddBird here on YouTube. I will link down below the tutorial that she did to show us how to make these because they are so fabulous, and it's just another neat little pocket that you can make from book pages and such. And so I've used a scrap of music sheet paper to make a miniature one, and inside I've tucked this little tiny kitty post-it note because I thought he was so cute with his little head poking out. So it's just something to make you smile. Here are some half pages. This is in avocado dyed paper. It's a banner tuck with a graphic 45 calendar tag. On the back side is a tuck with a piece of ephemera and one of these notepad papers that I've added throughout, just stamped different sentiments on them. Just a little bit of extra writing space for you. Some lined paper, and it does fold out for extra writing space, and I've added the paper clip to keep it closed and tucked in a scripture card. I saw Patricia Veramontes use these in one of her tutorials, or I'm sorry, one of her journals, and while my family and I were traveling, I got lucky at a truck stop in Alabama, and I found these, and it is a collection of these neat little cards. They're just shaped like playing cards, and they have many scriptures and lovely little sentiments on them, and so I've used a bunch of these throughout the journal. Here we have a piece of acetate, so I thought it would be pretty to place a photo behind here. Lots of writing space in here, lots of sewing. Here is a sheet from a planner booklet. Here we have a top tuck with a extra sheet of writing paper, and another type of card that I've used throughout this journal are these called Psalms in Color, and they are basically little cards with black and white drawings that you can color in, and each one has a different scripture from the book of Psalms, which I thought was really neat. So there are quite a few of these in here. Some border punching. Here is a flip up that I made from one of these little, I'm not sure what you would call, I guess they're like envelopes that you make yourself, but I also received this from April, so you can have a little bit of extra space to write there. And behind is a large pocket that I've made from some music paper. Say perpetual calendar. I added a few of those so that you could use this as a diary if you'd like. Just a journaling card. This is a page from The Velveteen Rabbit. I found an old copy while thrifting, and I thought it was just fun, and the colors match perfectly. So I wanted to add that in there, and here's a little altered banner paper clip. And I didn't want to cut the edge of this page, so I left it folded over and tucked in the paper clip as well. On this side is one of my altered guest checks. I did the rainbow dyeing on this as well. I hope you can see the colors okay. And I like to make these because it is a fantastic way to use up any of these small pieces of paper scraps or fabric scraps that you have while you're working on your journal. So what I do is I just take any scraps that I have from the journal I'm making and layer them up and sew them onto the guest check. So that's in there. some lace, some butterfly punches. Here's an acetate tab here that you could use as a tuck spot as well. It's the word imagine. Here's a glassine bag in which I've included this little booklet that I've made, and I just tied some lace onto it to keep it closed. And I took some of the extra fabric that I had from making the cover so that it didn't get wasted and made a couple of little booklets. So I've layered some ephemera here, a piece of lace, and inside all the pages are plain, but there's ledger paper, scraps of the rainbow dye paper, some notepad papers, just a bunch of fun colors for you to write any of your extra thoughts or anything. It's a butterfly punch, a flower here, some ruffled lace. There's another beaded charm. This is an avocado dye doily. On this flap here, I've added a few of these jelly bean tags as well on bulb pins so that I could add little scraps of trims and also appliques. So you can take these off and use them in another project or use them to decorate this journal if you'd like. There's lots of stickers. This says live, laugh, love. Have a happy day. It's another acetate tab. Here is some die cuts that I received from April that matched absolutely perfect. Here's some more music paper. And on the back side, I've just made a small pocket out of the rainbow dyed paper. And inside, I've included just a really simple mixed media tag. Here are some rub-ons that I received from my friend Michelle. Hi, Michelle! But I didn't use all of them, and I thought maybe you could use them. And here's another type of booklet that I've made for the journal. These are project life cards that you fold over. And so I thought it would be cool just to add a few pages inside. So I've sewn in some of these blank pages from a journal. And I like these because they have the area for you to write the date. So rainbow dyed doily. I love the colors on this one. Sticker says hope. Here is a belly band with a large project life card. I've just sewn some lace along the edges. There's a side tuck, and here I have a little chipboard sticker that I received from Michelle. And I've added just a sheet of notepad paper and another Hermelinda tag. It says faith makes all things possible. And I've reinforced this one with some washi tape. And there's a paper clip there with another journaling card. Some avocado dyed notebook paper. And in the center of each signature, I have added a sheet of coloring book paper from adult coloring books. So the quality of the paper is quite nice. It's nice and thick. But I have a few of these adult coloring books that I bought a couple of years ago. My son and I used to color in these a lot, but he's kind of grown out of it now. And so I thought it would be fun to add these since I was using these Psalms in Color journaling cards. I thought it would just be perfect to add some other coloring pages. So like I said, there's one in each center of each signature. Isn't that pretty? And I will also probably add something to the ends of these strings. The back side. Here, paper clip to the top of the page. There's a little bell here. And this is an envelope that I have done the rainbow dyeing on. And inside are just some goodies for whoever receives this journal. And I've just wrapped it up with some eyelash trim. Here's another side tuck. Another project life card, extra writing paper, and these journaling cards that I also received from April, and I just stamped along the top. Sorry if I'm not in frame. There's a large pocket here. I used this the same trim that I used on the cover. It's an index card that's avocado dyed. I just stamped it with the happiness card stamp. Another Hermelinda tag. Excuse me. that rainbow dyed doily. Here's the other side of the music paper, and I didn't want to cut it all off, so I just folded it over. It's got the Marines hymn on it and another Psalms coloring card, altered paper clip with an applique on it. Lots and lots of writing space. Here is an envelope that folds out like so, and tucked inside I've just got a scrap sheet of the rainbow paper that I've stamped. Excuse me. So on the other side, I've used the envelope flap where I've sewn it onto the page as a tuck. Another perpetual calendar, project life card. On the other side of the flap, I've just layered some fabric flowers. Here is another of these scripture cards, and on this paper clip, I have this little stained glass butterfly charm. I thought was really pretty, and that holds together this large flip for lots of extra writing space. Here is another of the Psalms cards. Paper clip to the bottom here, I have another of the very simple mixed media tags. And on this side is a belly band that I've created using some trim, and I cut out some hearts from some different fabrics and sewed them to it, layered up, and I used that paper clip to help hold in these big pages. Here is a rainbow dyed guest check. And then this page is from a book that I found while thrifting as well. It's called Girlfriends, I believe, but it has these lovely little images and pretty colors. And it also has these pretty quotes and sentiments. And this one happens to have some recipes on it. So if you get this and you try these recipes out, let me know if they're any good. Just a little fun something to add. And here I have another of the small tags on the bulb pin, and there's an applique flower and a piece of rickrack that I received from Dolly. Thank you, Dolly. And I believe that this is vintage. Some more lined paper. Excuse me. And here I believe Gibbet calls these concertinas. Excuse me, it's one of the fold-out things, and so I've sewn some lace and appliques on here, and so it opens up like this, and I've sewn on two of the tracing paper pockets that I like to make with just extra writing paper and another perpetual calendar. And then it also folds out like so. So you've got writing space here and a large pocket. Another project life card, and of course there is a tuck behind. I've just thrown in this larger mixed media tag. Whoops. More altered paper clips with another Psalms card. This is the other half of the Velveteen Rabbit page. Here I have a floral glassine bag from Lori's Shop, the Everyday Journal on Etsy, and inside I've just added a crossword puzzle. I love to do crossword puzzles, and I just thought it would be something fun to add. And so there's a tuck behind the bag, inside of the bag, and you can also tuck underneath the doily as well. It's a doily tuck with extra paper and a little journaling card. Here's the other half of that planner paper. Some lace and a sticker. I've also made a few of these tabs out of these tickets because the colors matched really well, and I've stapled an applique here. Here's the lined paper that flips out. It's just some butterfly punches and another paper clip charm. It's the other half of the avocado paper, and this was blue, by the way, that's why it turned purple, but it's got these really gorgeous spots on it. I don't know if you can see. And on the other half of this one, I've sewn on a lace pocket with little piece of ephemera and another perpetual calendar, and these little heart punches I got from Mrs. Deb Robinson. Hi, Miss Deb. I've been hoarding all of the stuff that she sent me for a very long time, and I figured it was time to start using some of it. So thank you so much, Mrs. Deb. I'm using it. Here we have some rainbow paper on the back, more of the pretty silver stickers, tracing paper, and here's a large pocket. Got another sheet of notepad paper, another Hermelinda tag, always have hope, and I've just added some really fun trim to the top. And here is another of the long Project Life cards, and I've just, added a paper clip, and inside there is another scripture card and an index card that I've stamped. So that just tucks in here. And on the back side there's another bell and an extra sheet of writing paper. It says each moment is a gift, and the fabric. And then in the center of the journal I've glued this really pretty iridescent sequin trim. So that, I'm going to stop here and come back with a part 2 where I will finish showing you the rest of the journal. So I'll see you in a bit. Bye!